Abusuya minchia yeah so FAO MRI channel so hada so I bear media judge. Abusuya and Ayade His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Yes, the president of Ghana. Ayade and Honsem Aba Bonting and Masisem no ekase Ayade Okatakyie Afrifa is in big trouble. Yes, dear Naba Bonting Ayade just say Utie and someone a question just say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. As at 1 year in air office no Abusuya Utie comments. And some about Bontia positively. It's all about His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Now, I just say a idea. Okatakyie Afrifa idea. Must say no actually no. A USA about so what can some His Excellency John Dramani Mahama say no I can say and some abonwa enya some because USA about so enya easy. I had that's why a bear media judge Abusuya say any day they connect channel so best subscribe like na. Wabwa so share for personal be no anya bi atiabu so yentim komotwetwe just a course so emra sesia but more than so be subscribe that's why bear media g
and this and that, and you see the candor with which he's governing. To be honest with you, as of 2 days or 3 days ago, I'm told that the president's rating is still above 60% after 1 year, and that is to tell you that Ghanaians have so much confidence in him, especially because of where we're coming from. Look, this is not, I don't need to even give a caveat that this is not politics. People can take it for whatever it is. In the past 8 years, for instance, it is people in the media who are seeking exile out of this country. But today, as we speak, there is proper media freedom. And rather, it is politicians or appointees who are suspected to be criminals or corrupt that are finding very different ways to seek exile and run out away from accountability. Today, as we speak, I would say that we have put out a few things that we mentioned that we will be rolling out in terms of manifesto, which is one of the major or the cardinal thematic areas that people will look at to judge us. And so the number one, which has been ringing so much on the minds of many people, is the 24-hour economy. 1 job, 3 shifts, 3 people.
But that's why a lot of people also say that they've not seen enough yet.
Well, the truth is that the President Mahama we know and the NDC does not rush to do things. You recall the free SHS and the rush in which they implemented it without any blueprint, and the challenges that is bedeviling us because of free SHS up to date. 8 years, and we're still confronted with challenges of free SHS. Go to any secondary school and you will realize that even for 8 years, they have not even seen ordinary painting. Maintenance, zero. Our children in the schools are living with rodents, cockroaches, and in very unhealthy and unpleasant conditions. The teachers have a lot of challenges. They were not even allowed to speak about it, because you say a word about any wrong thing within government, you are dealt with. So there was that culture of silence. And now before we kind of see those things happen.
So you're just saying,
so when we talk of, yes, we'll take our time to do that. And it is being rolled out in piecemeal, in bits and pieces, so that it will be a proper success. As I speak with you, DVLA is rolling the 24-hour economy out. They've started and will be first piloting it from all the regional offices. So that when the regional offices are able to do this, then it can cascade down to the other places. It may not necessarily be all district offices that need to run 24 hours. Just like you heard, if I'm trying to compare here, you heard even people within the MPP say themselves that not everybody was supposed to benefit from free SHS. They believe that they should have started from maybe the rural areas, do a proper assessment of people's living conditions, who can afford. I mean, somebody going to Achimota, another person going to Teobodom School. You need to do this assessment. This wasn't done. So DVLA is rolling out that, and I must commend the CEO, Julius Nikwe. Then also Gapoha has also made it clear they have also begun rolling out the 24-hour economy. The Ghana Publishing is also doing same, and other private sectors are also beginning to get on board. Many people have put out a very flawed argument that it is not policy, it is not a policy directive, but it is more of a demand and supply driven. Policy can incentivize that demand and supply, and that is basic.
So basically, you're saying that we should expect more.
Yeah, more of this in the subsequent weeks, months, years, so that don't forget that President Mahama is fully aware that he has a 4-year mandate on which he was elected, and so he would make sure that he discharges his duty within that context in order to make sure that the Ghanaian can look and say, okay, President Mahama, you have done well. President Mahama, you didn't do well. Or President Mahama, you did well, but you didn't do this one well.
Okay. Because we're talking about the 24-hour economy, it's talking about employment, and that's one of the bings of us as a country. The statistics don't look too good, but the Ghana Statistical Service says that there is some progress, but it is too slow. And that's what government statistician Dr. Idrisu Al-Hassan says. The pace of job creation remains too slow to drive a sustained decline in unemployment.
So one thing,
so what is the government doing with that?
That I agree with him, and I think it's no different from what I already even told you. The truth is that government is taking time to roll out things and not do things in a rush. You recall again, there was a certain NAPCO. Eventually, what happened to it?
Right.
I mean, not populist approach to solving problems. President Mahama is not one of those. He wants to solve the problems or offer solutions that are lasting. And so, when you take a look at the fact that there's been a backlog of unemployment of the teeming youth who are involved, who are not engaged, and all of that. Yes, admittedly, that is so. But we must be cautious and roll this out steadily in order to ensure that we don't give you a job today and take it away from you tomorrow and say there's no job again. I mean, what have we done? So it must be sustainable employment, and that is what we intend to do, and that is what we've been doing. Mind you, this year has been a year of stability. Has been a year of steering the ship off the rough road, off the rough, turbulent waters.
Right.
At some point in time, we were referred to as a junk economy. Inflation at a point even rose to as high as 53 or 54%. Petrol price or fuel price rose to as high as 27 or 24, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
The dollar to the cedi, the cedi became so important, and to a bullish dollar that was hovering around 20, also 25, 27 thereabout. And today, what do we see? So President Mahama is taking time to stabilize the economy. When there's that proper footing or stabilization, then you can now roll out the things you want to do. Three people you can thank so much for is President Mahama, Finance Minister Dr. Atuforsen, and the Governor.
Right.
But it is also the collective of what everybody is doing in order
We've seen that inflation single digits. The cedi is hovering around 11 cedis to $1 and all that. In the past few weeks, the minority has raised questions about how this was done. So we talk about the Bank of Ghana injecting so much onto the market to be able to get the stability that you're talking about. Are we not going to have any effect from that?
There are absolutely no effect. If it was just a matter of injecting money into the economy as they make it look like, how come they injected over 60 billion and we never saw any such improvements? So you in the media should also not fall for these kind of warped logic, line, hook and sinker.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense anyway. And they have failed to appreciate what is being done. The intermediation that is going on, I mean, thanks to the gold board also, which has served a major purpose, something they have failed to appreciate the relevance of. And so when they say these things, they just want to cry wolf, because surprisingly, there is no scandal against this government for a whole year, and they can't imagine that a government could be this diligent in governance, leadership of trust, not quoting Bible verses clad in white and saying all manner of things, yet refusing to be accountable, but only criminal in that instance. And so it is not surprising. So don't let the minority, they have got nothing to say. They have been reduced to a dot. It tells only the confidence Ghanaians have in them in their respective constituencies. They fail them woefully, and they have no locus to be saying the things they're doing. Look, the whole of this country as we speak is under construction. Everywhere you go, there's a lot of construction going on, and thanks to President John Dramani Mahama